Hello everyone, it's Andy Savva here, the Garage Inspector, and for those that have attended my business training courses, I've often referred to the catering and hospitality sector when comparing our automotive after-sales businesses. So today I'm going to share my thoughts with you about the similarities of the full English breakfast and the full service. Can I just say a massive thank you to everyone at Schaeffler, Philips Automotive and Varta Batteries for having the faith and confidence in appointing me as their brand ambassador. This is a role that I cherish and truly are honoured to have. So thank you to everyone involved. The garage business, like many other service sectors, is all about raw materials and finished goods. The exchange of goods and services for money. It's about creating value as well as adding services that can be sold for more than what they cost us, so you can make a profit. And as I've repeated many times before, the only commodity at garage sales is labour. Many problems our industry faces at the moment: the acute shortage of trained qualified technicians, the lack of interest in the automotive sector as a viable profession, as youth chase those white collar jobs. You know, you've got all the technical advances in vehicle design at the moment, the inadequate working and facilities and conditions, and of course the image that our repair sector has, partly due to the insufficient investment in the business due to the lack of profits. Now, the principal reason we go to a restaurant is to eat food. So let's call that the restaurant's labour. And whilst we're there, we may order a bottle of wine. Let's call this the restaurant's parts, which is actually a byproduct of going there in the first place to eat. The primary income for a restaurant is selling food, and the secondary income is selling drinks. Now, restaurants make a very healthy margin on drinks, but remember, they have no control over how much we would drink. If they don't make a reasonable profit or a reasonable return on their food, they wouldn't survive. You see, as consumers, we may not decide to have a £40 bottle of wine and just stick to tap water. That's our choice. However, they have a right to make a margin on both the food and the drink. It's no different in our repair sector. A lot of you out there have consistently subsidised after-sales service and repairs through a lack of understanding and knowledge. That's how I see it. You will absorb all the costs involved in performing repairs, especially servicing, with artificially low labour and parts charges just to attract customers through the door. This cannot continue. And why should you subsidise your labour and parts margins? Why? How many times have we all seen a service and an MOT for £99, which also includes a 3-course meal, a collect and deliver, a wash and a vacuum, a lifetime warranty, and the kitchen sink? Now, what does this so-called service cover? Who knows? As far as the customer is concerned, it's a service. It could be an oil service, it might be an interim service, a B service, a gold service, a major service, or perhaps a full service. Who knows? In the UK, the full English breakfast is the king of breakfasts. From the humblest greasy spoon to the best brasseries on the high street, and of course the finest country hotels in the UK, we all love a full English. Now, the actual words full English breakfast are open to interpretation, and breakfast lovers up and down the country will have their own version or description of what a full English breakfast should include. Now, my brother-in-law, Steve, happens to run one of the busiest and best greasy spoons in London, but not certainly the cheapest. Where he is located, there are numerous other cafes, eateries, Costa coffees, etc. But he always seems to attract many more customers than his direct competitors. If I was in a greasy spoon and I ordered a full English without seeing the menu description, I would still have some certain expectations as to what should be on my plate. So my full English breakfast arrives, and there is what seems like a sausage, a shriveled rasher of barely cooked bacon, a spoonful of flavourless baked beans, a greasy fried egg, and a slice of toast which is soaked in margarine, and a weak, tasteless rosy lee. I would indeed now question both the quality and the fullness of such a breakfast. But should I really complain? Realistically, what was I supposed to expect? It was only £6.95. Picture now a full English breakfast offered for about $13.95 in a popular high street brasserie. When my full English arrives this time, there are 2 Cumberland butcher sausages, 3 rashers of smoked back bacon, some grilled tomatoes, buttered mushrooms, 2 large free-range poached eggs cooked to absolute perfection, a healthy portion of Heinz baked beans, some black pudding, toast with all the trimmings, real butter and preservatives, and not forgetting my English breakfast tea. Now, this is a proper full English, even by my brother-in-law standards, and mine for that matter. At least I'll be happy to pay the extra or the right price. Now hear me out, I'm not going mad, so what's all this got to do with garages, you may ask? Well, just like the full English breakfast has no clear definition, nor does a full service. And this is where confusion and misunderstanding often arises. We have made it all up. The full service, the gold service, the A service, perhaps the B service, the platinum service, whatever else. When I was running Brunswick Garage, I often got asked how much a full service would cost. And after qualifying the inquiry, I would quote approximately £360 to include the labour parts and the vodka and tonic. Now you can hear the vehicle owner at the end of the line fall off their chair. Silence and more silence before they get up and they compose themselves and utter the words that I know are going to come. That sounds very expensive. I could get it done down the road for £139.99. I then politely and professionally try to explain the possible differences. It cannot be the same, dear customer. You are comparing apples with oranges. It will be cooked continually by continually trained factory chefs and served properly by continually trained waiters or waitresses. You see, dear customer, we can still offer you just bacon and eggs for £139.99 and it will be the best kind, and we will not try and sell you a real full English. To carry out a full English service at Brunswick, we usually take 2 hours of labour time, charged at approximately £180, adding all the necessary tier 1 original parts, charged at £120, including a quality cooking oil like Mobile or Shell, and the vodka and tonic comes to about £360. What I'm saying, folks, is your charges should be set to reflect the investment made in tools, training, technology, equipment, and of course, the personnel and the cost of just being open. You must be confident to explain and describe your price differences from the cheap offerings down the road. And you can only do that if you are proactive and you know the marketplace that you are in. And please remember, guys and dolls, perception is reality. And the only thing that matters is the customer's perception of you and what your business represents. And in the end, we are all governed by the consumer's perceptions of the quality and the service at a reasonable and competitive price, which represents value for money. The vehicle owner is not capable of comparing apples with oranges. It's our collective responsibility to educate our customers about the local, honest, transparent quality service we can provide as independent garage owners. The customers that flock to my brother-in-law Steve's cafe all believe in perception that he offers a value for money service. So to conclude, my fellow members of the independent garage trade, while I still have the energy and passion, I will continue on my quest to guide, advise, mentor, motivate, educate, encourage, and above all, instill a belief in all of you that you provide many valuable services to your local community and contribute to the UK economy immensely. You just have to learn not to sell yourselves short. Explaining the features and benefits of why a customer should pay the right price to come to you is not difficult. Don't be nervous, be proud, and you will be surprised how many customers you can convert. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay well. God bless.